It's time for Lefties Losing It. Just when you think the shrews of The View couldn't sink any lower, they go and surprise you by mocking a cute little child. Apparently, Elon Musk's 4-year-old son, X, is fair game because Whoopi, yes, Whoopi Goldberg, has decided to mock his name.
Yesterday, Elon Musk took his son X to a press conference. I did not name the child. And I don't want to hear any more mess about our names, okay? Okay?
Oh.
Anywho, he took little X.
Funny. A little Instagram.
He doesn't own Instagram.
He doesn't own Instagram. He just took little X with him to a press conference in the Oval Office.
You know what? X is an adorable name, and perhaps a grown woman who named herself Whoopi should refrain from mocking a 4-year-old for the name his parents gave him. Yes, Whoopi picked that name for herself. She's actually Karen Elaine Johnson. Now, how did Karen become Whoopi? You're going to love this. According to Goldberg, once I started getting parts in plays, I wanted a name that sounded more interesting. Karen Johnson wasn't it. Some people at the rep called me Whoopi because I would let loose with a fart. Just charming, charming. As for X, well, he seems to have more sense than the ladies of The View. Here he is with his father.
What should I do?
Save America.
And?
Help Trump.
Okay.
Now to more wacky antics from our friends on the left, and sadly these days that includes preachers. Many churches have been corrupted by far-left lunatics, and this one from Tennessee seems to be calling for violence against Elon Musk. Have a listen.
An attempt to take us back to a day that we do not want to go and we will not go. Therefore, there will be conflict. I pray that the peace of God will win out and overcome the madness that is attempting to take over this nation. And I will say to you, beloved, no one likes violence, but sometimes violence is necessary. When Elon Musk forces his way into the United States Treasury and threatens to steal your personal information and your Social Security check, there is the possibility of violence. Sometimes the devil will act so ugly that you have no other choice but to get violent and fight.
Say what now? Sometimes violence is necessary and the devil will act so ugly that you have no other choice but to get violent and fight? That's what he said. I hope Elon Musk considers some legal action because that sounded like he was inciting violence. Now to Canada, where a reverend and LGBT activist is preaching that Christians should stop referring to Jesus as their saviour because it may be offensive to other religions.
There was one word in those bedrock beliefs that began for me to be uncomfortable. Problematic. When people now come to our church, many of them will first check the website to see what this church is about, what they believe. And many of the folks who did that would tell me out in the community, Brent, I looked up your church and it sounded reasonable, but when I got to that word Savior, it was a problem. And it was a problem because I'm from another faith tradition. Or it's a problem because I don't believe that everyone has to accept Jesus as personal Lord and Savior like the fundamentalists say.
If you're from another faith or you don't think you should accept Jesus as your Lord and Saviour, then what are you doing in a Christian church? I mean, really? Do you think anyone walks into a mosque and demands they stop being so preoccupied with Muhammad? I don't think so. If activists are running your church, then your church isn't really a church anymore. Now let's check in with possibly the most annoying woman in the world. Yes, even more annoying than MSNBC anchors and the ladies of The View.
If you're going to be a bigot with your whole ass chest. You'll have to forgive me, Pumpkin. My particular flavor of neurospiciness prefers bluntness. They, them isn't a singular pronoun. That you're spouting is wrong, cutie. Ask the APA, MLA, Oxford Dictionary, Merriam-Webster, ChatGPT, Wikipedia, and basically every source on the internet. Sweetie, they're all gonna tell you you're wrong.
I hate to break it to you, sweetie, but just because Wikipedia and other online resources have been corrupted by far-left lunacy doesn't mean you or they are right. It just means the rot is deep. It means the trans activists have managed to exercise disproportionate power in trying to convince folk that, I don't know, day is night, white is black, men are women. But sadly, there are plenty of brainwashed simpletons who have swallowed every argument put forward by the trans activist, and that includes the adult daughter of Tim Walz. You remember him, the man who wanted to be vice president. Here is his daughter ranting about Donald Trump's executive order protecting women's sport from male bodies.
Signing an executive order that pertains to 1% of the population is not protecting women. It's setting a dangerous precedent, and it is dangerous for the trans community, women, minorities, anyone who is not a straight white man. We are talking about human beings, and the President of the United States is targeting them.
Gosh, didn't we dodge a bullet not having that family in the White House, including Gwen Walz? Remember her?
Bye, Donald Trump. We are turning the page.
Terrifying. Instead of her, we got Usha Vance. I mean, can you think of a better upgrade? And talking about dodging bullets, we also dodged having Kamala as president and her family in the White House. Let's check in now with Kamala's adult stepdaughter. And she's spruiking some sort of body oil.
What I did realize about having body hair is someone always has something to say about it, whether it's good or bad. There's something very shocking still about body hair. Most commonly I see, I bet you smell bad, or damn, that's dirty. Little did and do they know I'm as clean as a whistle and heavily moisturized thanks to fur oil. I've been using this heavily in my daily routine for as long as I've had body hair.